shadows fill an empty heart as love is fading.
It feels fantastic to be back. It's been, quite a long time really since we made an album, so being back in the studio was really, really cool. But particularly on this album, we've got to sort of really spread our wings. Went to the States and worked with a lot of amazing new producers. We also worked with a lot of producers in the UK that we hadn't worked with before.
It was great to be off and stuff like that, but I definitely missed Westlife a lot. I missed singing a lot and stuff, and 10 years, it's very hard to just step out of it, so it took a long time to get used to. But it was great. It was great to be off, but it is fantastic. I'm very excited to be back.
It's great to be back. We talked about a year off for a long time, and we eventually kind of came through, and we did things that we all wanted to do. We travelled, we spent time at home. Obviously, when you have young children, it makes sense to be able to spend quality time with them. So yeah, all in all, it was good. But I think we also needed to refresh our heads. We needed to get away from each other. We needed to miss it again. We needed to know what Westlife had become, because when you're in the bubble of of doing it all the time, you kind of don't know. It's only when you can get away from it and reflect and watch some of the older stuff and listen to the older songs and see where we needed to go. And that's when, coming to the end of the year off, we met up again, and we met up with Louis and Simon and discussed what we needed to do. And I've said this a lot, but if we had created 10 boxes, I think we've ticked 8 to 9 of them anyway, from where Westlife needed to go and how we needed to evolve and how we needed to change.
It's really exciting to be back, honestly. I feel like, the year off did wonders for us in terms of kind of getting ready to come back to Westlife. It kind of made us really realise what it is that we have, sitting at home, watching the television, watching all the other acts perform on all the big TV shows and stuff like that. It kind of made us go, right, okay, we want to be there. So I think it revitalised us massively in a way that, we're a lot more hungry for this again.
If you can picture yourself in the middle of like Leicester Square or Times Square in New York, and there's thousands of people everywhere, if you picture trying to meditate in the middle of there, it's like it's impossible, in the middle of Westlife, in the middle of the madness and the kind of screaming audiences and the TV shows and the big schedules, and you're just constantly all over the place. I thought every one of us could do with getting away from it and really kind of thinking about, well, what actually makes me happy in life, and what do I want and what do I not want. But I knew that I kind of had stuff I wanted to do, like travel. I just wanted to be around in my place in London and my home in Sligo. So to me, the idea of just, being in my own house and going to the local supermarket and buying, dinner and stuff was actually great novelty to me. I went down into a shop in town and bought this massive map of the world and a bag of thumbtacks. And I just went like that, boom, 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 boom. Myself and Kevin went off and travelled around for, a few months. And then I kind of came back and started preparing myself for getting back to work, in which kind of period of time I started doing a lot of songwriting. And I was always a little bit like, I'll write myself as a hobby, but I don't want to kind of get into writing for Westlife. But I felt like I had genuinely sort of formed a genuine passion for songwriting, separate to everything, and wanted to sort of give it a shot, writing for Westlife. So I went in literally one day with a friend of mine, Shaznay Lewis, and another guy called Chris Braid, and we wrote a song called Reach Out, and it's ended up on the album. And it was the first time I ever tried to write a song for Westlife, and I'm really pleased with the results.
And the world is cold as stone.
My wife had a baby boy, Patrick, so that took up a lot of my year off. I just chilled out, just did things I didn't get to do. Started going to the gym and playing football with my mates every week and playing golf with my father-in-law every Sunday. I spent probably 90% of my year off at home in Sligo. But the fact that I travelled so much for the last kind of decade, I wanted to kind of not be in airports and I wanted to just get up every morning, bring my kids to play school. But when you're used to Westlife and the madness of it and all that, and your schedules and your literally diary in front of you for 2 months. So that was it really. Just kind of relaxed, enjoyed myself and got fit.
I was so excited to be beginning the year off, but at the same time I was nervous. At the same time, that when I got nervous, I got excited. I was like, I have so much time. I can do what I want. I can fly over and watch Premier League games. I can just go on the town if I want to. You know, I can take my kids to the zoo, plan it, you know, meet up with everybody, all my mates and their kids, and do all those things. Miss the birthdays that you've missed. You know, you don't miss them anymore for a year. And we did that for the first few weeks, and then we just bought a house in Portugal, so we went down there. Spent a good 5 months, I'd say, down there. And all of that time, I was back training, you know, in the gym, doing a lot of kickboxing and boxing. Being at home and being able to do what you wanted to do when you wanted to do it was great. But like that too, coming towards the end of it, I was done with the year off. You know, I was like, right, okay, now I need to get back into work.
I had a very busy year off. At the start of the year off, I was putting a girl band together with Louis Walsh, our manager, and that kind of took up an awful lot of time. And then I was preparing for getting married. We got married on the 8th of May in 2009, so that was pretty special. I didn't really feel like I had a year off, if I'm completely honest. I kind of felt like too many things happened for me to ever go home in the evening and just relax. It kind of did the opposite for me in a sense of like worrying about Westlife. To me, it's like, you know, if Westlife ended tomorrow, I could never complain, I could never give out, I could never look back and go, oh my God, you know, why did it end so fast? I mean, we're 10 years doing it. I've had some of the best experiences anybody could ever have. So for me, it kind of just put a lot of things back into perspective.
I love creative stuff, and I have kind of a love for photography. I have a love for videos. And, you know, our album sells X amount, and I was like, well, that photo for the single cover or for the album cover isn't really amazing. It's good, but it's not amazing. So all these millions of people are hearing our vocals, seeing the album covers, seeing our videos, seeing our performances, everything, and they think that's how we want it to be, and they think that's the best we can do. And I was like, well, you know, I think we're a lot better than this. And I think that if I'm ever to do it again, and if this band are ever to make another album, do another photo or make another video, we shouldn't do it unless it's literally the best it can be.
I'm trying to get over.
You know, we wanted to sit back and kind of have a good, long, hard look at ourselves as a band and kind of reflect on the whole 10 years, realise, you know, what it's like to miss Westlife. We never knew what it was like to miss the band. We always just had it. It was there every year. And I think that's why we needed the year off more than anything else. But it did. It made us realise how lucky we were, and you really wanted to get back to work.
Well, the desire is there, you know, that happens with time off and with a break, you know. So you recharge your batteries and then you're back to do it all again. We've gotten criticised in the past over lots of things from everybody, like, you know, probably apart from our fans. But what people seem to forget is we're actually our own worst critics. So we know when things could be better, but I do believe that this time around there was a lot more thought and effort put into it. We've looked outside the box, we've gone to America, we've met a lot of producers and writers, we've worked with these guys, we've a relationship now with these people. I mean, you can go and continue to work with these people on future albums. And this album, you know, is brilliant. I put my neck on the line to say that because we're so proud of it.
But I see shadows everywhere that I go. It's you.
It's like, you know, we have 10 years of experience, but we're starting. That's kind of how it feels. In a sense, you know, when we started making this album, we needed it to be like that. It needed to feel like this was fresh and that this was new. It really feels like, you know, this is our album, you know, this is the album that we wanted to make. You know, along with the record label being involved, it definitely is the album that we wanted. There's just a lot more tempo in a sense of, like, you know, the songs are slightly faster. There's a lot more mid-tempos on there, but they feel big. You know, they've got the big drums on every chorus, and it's like the whole way through, it's just hitting. I think it's got so much more flavor to it. It's like, you know, we've worked with so many different producers in this album that, like, each song has got a different sound, but yet they all work really, really well together. Literally every song on the album could be a single. I mean, the arguments are already starting over what's the second single. I mean, we've never had that before. You know, they're already starting over, like, what's the third single and the fourth single.
When we come back, this album has to be something we're very proud of, and for us to be proud of it, we wanted to go and we wanted to make the production better. We wanted to have the vocals as good as we knew they could be. We wanted a variety of sound. We didn't want every song to sound the same. Luckily, we pulled it off, and, you know, luckily we found some very, very good A&R men that just kind of put us with the right people, and the results we're really proud of. But I kind of always thought we don't want to change what we are, we just want to do it better than we've been doing it, you know?
we've got closer as a band again, you know, because when you're away from each other, you know, the heart grows fonder of each other, you know, but you miss each other and you miss the fun we have on the road and the crack we have. Like, we have great laughs as a band. Like, we're literally 4 lads, you know, having the time of our life and getting paid well for it and doing what we love. It's a dream job for us, and we just realised a lot in the year off. It was the best thing we ever did. We feel we've made the best album of our career, without a doubt. Like, it's definitely our best album, for every reason, you know, even down to video shoots, photo shoots. The music is way better. You know, everyone is saying it's a new direction for us, but it's still very Westlife, very pop music. But it's where we've been needing to go for the last probably 3 or 4 years. The record company, Simon, Louis, everyone's very excited again about Westlife. And, you know, we're just dying to get it out there, get the fans to hear it worldwide, and to go on tour next year and do them all live, you know.
We're looking forward to lots of things. I'm looking forward to getting back on the road with the lads and doing a tour. It's going to be pretty cool, especially touring this album in particular. There's lots of songs on there that are going to... You can just see the ideas of how we're going to stage them and perform them, and it's going to be cool. It's all new again. It feels new, it feels fresh. So you'd like to think that, you know, obviously success is how you're judged. So hopefully you aim for success and you aim to be top of the charts in as many countries in the world as you can be. It's going to be a busy time. We want this out there. We need this to be heard for us, and we're excited by it.
We've made the album that we've always wanted to make, you know, an album that we feel extremely passionate about. So we'd love this album to be our biggest album ever. We'd love to do a huge tour next year, and then we'd like to, you know, take our time making the next record. You know, keep the quality of music up, you know, quality over quantity, and just take our time with things and just, you know, get it right every time. That's what Westlife want.
Until, and this says everything about Westlife, until the fans kind of applaud at the end of the song, it's like we don't kind of feel that we've achieved what we wanted to achieve, you know. It's all made for the fans, you know. Every time you sing a note in the studio, you're singing it sort of with all the kind of emotion you can, because you want the people to feel that, and you want them to love the music. I mean, the idea of sort of a fan pressing play on this album and just being mesmerised for like the hour that it lasts and listen to it again and again because they love it, that's to me why we do it in the first place. So I can't wait till I hear what everyone thinks, because, you know, to me that's the final piece of the jigsaw puzzle. You know, we're going to blow them away, hopefully.